Well as the economic consequences, there are, of course, environmental consequences too. Massive fires burned in Iran's capital on Sunday following US-Israeli strikes on oil depots, triggering large plumes of smoke that continue to hang over Tehran. It's the first time since the start of the war that oil infrastructure has been struck in the country, Iran vowing to retaliate and calling the strikes an environmental and humanitarian catastrophe. Well, for more on all this, our Environment Editor Valérie Dekimpe joins me on set. Hi, Valérie. So before we look at, the real environmental consequences, bring us up to speed. What do we know about these strikes?
Well, the strikes took place in the late hours of Saturday night, hitting a total of 5 oil facilities all around Tehran and a nearby province, including an oil warehouse, a refinery, and at least 2 oil depots. These are some of the first images of the blaze. Eyewitness footage from Saturday night showing fires burning along a boulevard near the Shahran oil depot, as well as a massive explosion as seen from a highway right here at a different oil depot. Residents also filmed the capital skyline from their balconies. They described apocalyptic scenes with orange-red hue lighting up the sky, and then a thick blanket of smoke covering the entire capital. Residents also waking up to that same, thick blanket of smoke blocking the sun, to the point that some even said day had turned into night, and with many reports as well of people having trouble breathing.
And then what are the health consequences? What are the environmental consequences of all this?
We don't know a lot. Iranian authorities have warned that pollutants from the oil depots have, spread around the city, but there's no official and clear assessment yet of what exactly, is happening there in terms of environmental pollution. But what we do know from the composition of oil is that fumes contain particulate matter, so the same particles generated by exhaust fumes, but this, of course, on a much, much larger scale. There's also sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide. Both gases are the byproduct of oil combustion, and in high concentrations, they can be toxic, then can irritate the eyes and also the respiratory tract. Many people in Iran have actually said that they woke up with pain in their throat and their eyes burning. So quite clearly, possibly as a result of sulfur dioxide. There's also polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. These are found in unburned oil, as well as fumes, the smoke billowing over the capital. And these are suspected and known carcinogens. Carbon monoxide as well, as we know, the result of unfinished oil combustion, which can be deadly. Last but not least, carbon dioxide, the famous planet-warming gas, also known as CO2. There's also methane gas that can escape from oil burning. And whether it's in Iran or other attacks around the region on oil facilities, they will release greenhouse gas emissions back into the atmosphere. Now, authorities are urging residents to stay indoor, avoid any unnecessary activities outdoors, and take protective measures, whether it's wearing masks, cleaning whatever they're going to eat, avoid turning on air conditioners as well, and covering any openings with damp cloth. Now, many, people across the city say that, though, that their windows have been blown out by the force of the blast, and so leaving many people, Iranians, exposed to the smoke.
And we're hearing reports as well of toxic rain, which we used to talk about a lot. Remind us what it is.
Right. So a storm moved across northern Iran on Sunday, bringing rain to the capital. So clouds that formed became saturated with all the toxic compounds that I was just mentioning now, resulting from the burning of oil infrastructure. And so the Iranian Red Crescent Society warned of dangerous acid rain with the potential to cause chemical burn and lung damage. Now, there's no official confirmation from Iranian environmental authorities that actually acid rain fell on the capital, but the Red Crescent warning and recommending people in Tehran to pressure wash their cars and also the exteriors of their homes in order to avoid any buildup of toxic material that could then transform into what they say could be toxic dust. And as a whole, resulting from what we've seen over the weekend from an environmental perspective, Iran has, strongly condemned condemned the strikes and even describing them, according to the Iranian spokesperson for the foreign ministry, as intentional chemical warfare, adding that it had released dangerous materials, substances into the air, poisoning civilians, devastating the environment, and endangering lives on a massive scale, again, according to the foreign ministry of Iran.